I see. Oh, yeah. Okay. It started, as you can see.
Yep, I see it now. Okay, awesome.
Okay. Great.
Welcome to the first meeting between the Queen of the Nyx and the Commonwealth of Dracul.
Yes.
Uh,
First meeting. Maybe not the last one, hopefully.
yeah, hopefully not the last one. I plan on having future meetings with y'all. It's great to have a meeting. This is actually our first meeting with any nation in this particular level, so you guys got the honor to be the first ones. So
We always need to have a first meeting someplace. So that's interesting.
oh yeah, yes. I can't wait for future meetings to be more physical, I guess you could say. That would actually be more fun.
Well, at least we can meet through Skype, which
Closer
is not
to
bad. At least something exists.
right. Well, yeah, maybe one day I'll actually visit your cool, check them out, and actually get to meet with President Luke and such. Actually, do physical meetings in that sort of sense. So,
It could be interesting, yes.
oh yeah,
We are supposed to have a state visit this month, next week, if I am not wrong, from a nation coming from Europe. The guy is traveling to the US and wants to visit different micronations around the US, and one of them is Dracul. Why not? We have no ties with the nation, but why not? I mean, it could be the future, so why not? Who knows? We never know.
right. No, that sounds perfectly great. Um,
That's a beginning. That's life is starting again, as usual, without COVID, without anything special, without any
right,
boundaries, any problems, any so on and so on.
right, yeah. Ugh. I've been working all day in the heat, so I'm a little.
Same here. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
uh,
Plus, for me, my problem is that I work with a tie, a suit and a tie. So just imagine.
oh yeah,
It's
I
not.
know. I believe
It's
it.
not like now. I'm wearing my.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I had to go home and like change my clothes because I was drenched
For me. Same for
in
me.
the
I,
yeah.
I don't. I cannot imagine to have this meeting in a formal suit and tie,
Right.
especially at 1 a.m. Especially at 1 a.m. in the morning.
Right. No, no. I mean, uh, even when we do our meetings, we try our best not to really be as formal. I mean, as long as there's nothing showing, we're all good here. So it's really the point of it. Even in video meetings, I don't think we should really be that formal. Anyway, I can understand it, but we really shouldn't really have to go.
Some nations do it. Every time I have chat with I had chats with some nations months before, and they were all wearing dress suit and ties and so on and so on.
Yeah, they got all the good stuff.
Uh,
Yeah.
when you start like you and me, it's like, oh, I'm underdressed. I'm sorry. No, no, you are at home. That's not a problem. Blah 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 blah. But that's not very easy.
Well, I mean, if
Yeah,
I if I I mean, if I turn my shirt around, it'll say the Department of Having a Good Time. So I mean, technically, I'm wearing a government shirt, even though it doesn't really exist, but it's a government shirt. It's the Department of Having a Good Time. So I mean, does that count as formal? I mean, I'm wearing an
as
emblem.
long as for you it's comfortable, it's very suitable, and you are fine with it.
Right.
Same for
Yeah.
me, as you can see. Same for me, without any problem.
Right. Yeah. Uh. Yeah. No. It's great as long as being comfortable is a good thing to be in meetings. So.
Yes.
Alrighty. Well, let's finally get this meeting started and start talking about stuff. Obviously, President Luke is a very busy man. I see him everywhere now, especially when he's been sworn into office.
Well,
He's a very busy man.
he has
So
always been a very busy man. I mean, even when he was vice president,
yeah,
Now he's president, and it's different. As you may have heard, seen, or read, a new alliance has begun and started, have been founded recently. But also, we had some, let's say, some former citizens from Dracul who left and created their own micronation.
Yeah, I heard about that actually.
Yeah, yeah. That's quite difficult because one of them was one of the high level officials from Department of Defense, and
Hmm.
it's not very easy to have someone who is almost a leader in the army. Uh, Even he is a leader, of course, the president is a leader, but I mean the chief of staff, if you can call it like that, left, in fact, the Jakul for creating his own nation, which is not
Right.
easy, not the best, and well, okay, we are still alive, but it's not the same. The
Right.
queen disappeared. The queen disappeared. Don't search for him, for her. Sorry, don't search for her. She disappeared somewhere.
Right. I think the royal family just arrived. I don't know if it's just the king or it's both of them. I don't know which one it is. So
We
I
can
know the king.
continue, and she can, and they can, or she can join us without any problem.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm at their house, so I mean they're home. So
yeah. Definitely, they will try to join you. I mean, to join us as soon as they can.
right. Um. Yeah. And well, I'll help her catch up where we're at, so she'll be all right. She had to stay late for like a meeting at her workplace or whatever. So
Can happen, but it's a pity that it's happened on a Friday.
right, yeah, I know, right? It's like, come on, I get my weekend and I have to stay for a meeting. I was afraid I gotta stay after work today, but no, today was actually not that bad. So I was like, thank God I can actually make it. Okay. uh, so are you aware of the existence of the organization that Nyx founded in 2018 called the Multinational Association of the Americas?
I read different things about it in through different websites, social media. Yes, I heard about it.
Okay. I'm just making sure you know because I don't know. I don't know if it was ever brought up to you at one point, so that's why I asked. Because I know the president knows about it. I just don't know if you do. So, um, but yeah, so it's an organization. It helps micronations get recognized, prosper, be real. At their own pace. Obviously, not really like let's rush things. No, like there was a few nations back in the day that I actually helped out. Like one of them was like trying to rush where look at all the land I claim. It's like, yeah, we gotta work on that. And now it's like they actually started out small this time instead of starting out big. So I helped a lot of nations that way. Sadly, the ones I just mentioned are now defunct. So it's a shame, but it was kind of expected, but I was like being optimistic and trying to help them anyway. So but
It's difficult to maintain a nation for a long time.
oh
That's
yeah.
not easy. That's not very easy. No, no, no. Luckily for you and for me, we are still alive in our nation.
Right.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. 5 years going strong in Nyx. 5 years going strong. So
Same here, more or
yeah, I
less.
know. When I found out you guys were just around the same age as Nyx, and I'm like,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah, but
It's like you guys
we
have all this. It's like you guys have all this. I won't lie to you. I won't lie. I am actually jealous of your nature because you guys have so much stuff already into 5 years, and here I am struggling. So it's like, okay, they're doing something right, and I'm doing something wrong, and I need to work on that. So,
that's not very. I mean, that's not very easy to keep the nation alive. That's the main problem, is to keep
oh yeah,
the citizen happy
yeah,
and active. The problem is that for your nation and for my own nation, I suppose that we have the same kind of problem. We need
right,
to find a government. We need to find minister. We need to find people interested in joining for several tasks. And who is joining? Always the same. We have, I mean, everyone is happy and interested, but when you have to start something, nobody is around. So we
Right.
have to deal with always the same 10, 15 people. And that's it. I mean, it's not easy at all, but we try to manage.
Okay. Right. No, that's actually one of our problems too, is inactive citizens. We passed a legislation, I think a while ago. It was this year. I just forgot what month it was. That's legislation where like we can now like separate active citizens from inactive citizens, but we don't like get rid of them. It's like, okay, you're considered inactive because you haven't done one of the three things that would make you still considered active, and they're not crazy. Like what is it? Like talking, communicating. I mean that's considered activity. I mean you can talk about anything you want as long as you're talking. That's considered active. I mean that's normal. Um, Voting doesn't necessarily count because like we can have a poll one day and you haven't talked in years. It's like, oh look, there's a poll, I'm gonna vote. But it's like you haven't talked to us in years. Come on now. Like don't want to like throw your opinion out there, throw your criticism, nothing. So voting doesn't count. So like you gotta talk, you gotta walk, you gotta, do some active volunteer for something, that we got. So that's basically how it is.
That
Um
I, I think all the nations have the same kind of problem. They have lots of citizens, supposed citizens,
yeah,
but they are more or less inactive. Which nation it is? I don't remember right now, but several nations, normally once a year, they try to clean the database with inactive citizens. Um, ah, um, one is doing it this time right now. I am a member of it due to my position as Secretary of State, but I don't remember which name it is right now. And they do it once a year. I mean, if you want to stay with them, you just need to send an email saying I'm still alive, I would be interested, and so on and so on. That
right.
means that you have to speak at least once a year, sending an email.
Wow.
Why not? Why not?
Yeah, right.
But
I mean, why not?
lots of supposed citizens left and are considered as inactive. And you see some statistics coming, and it's like, okay, fine, 20% of the citizens left due to inactivity. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Let's see. I think it's an executive thing for Nyx when we're declaring who's active and who's inactive, because I got every I think I think every month is when I have to figure out who's active and who's inactive. But at the same time, one of my executive orders is also who owns property and who does not, and that's for the sake of land claims, how we do our land claims anyway. So if you're a citizen, but if you're an actual house owner, then hey, we got land. I mean, it's still your land, but it's under Nyx jurisdiction. So that's basically how we do our land claims here. So we don't claim everything. So if you like
No.
found our scribble maps and you see like all like whole states and like one Canadian province being all colored, we don't actually own all of that. That's just where our citizens are. That's the only reason why they're covered and bordered. It's because that's where our citizens are. We don't actually claim all that land. However, in County 9, it hasn't been named yet by the people, but County 9, that's actually our largest land. Our one and only citizen there, who is Canadian, he owns 2,000 acres of land up there, and it's all farmland. So I'm like, oh my gosh. Uh, I'm like, wow, okay, that's like our largest land claim ever. We were very excited when he became a citizen. That's just how it went. We were very excited. Um, Trying to like get a contract with him going, so we can get some of that produce he's got and start try to make money for it, so we can actually get our own land on an island, because we're set to be an island nation, so that's what we're set for. Um, so let's see. Let's try to get back to the MAA real quick. The reason I want to bring this up is because I know why back when President Luke was vice president. He was definitely the Draculian representative to the MAA when Dracul joined. He actually gave us a withdrawal speech for that because of a very old and now repealed. It's been repealed a while ago, and I mean a while ago. It's called like the Founder's First Rule, and what it basically is, is back in the day. Nyx is still new. Nyx is like 1 year old, still new. Not a lot of stuff really going on massively. And there's like 2 other nations that also founded the organization with us. Believe it or not, those 2 got into an argument, and one of them left. So it was just Nyx and Ukbaristan, and I think it was 2019 or 20. It might have been. I think it's 2019, and maybe 2020, somewhere between those 2 years. I don't remember what year it was. It was the time for Ukbaristan to be Secretary General, or whatever the title was. I think we changed the title before or after. So he was the head of the General Assembly at the time, and he was doing just fine. I mean, the only thing I was allowed to do was tell him how the job works, but he does the job. I just tell him how it works. And, I think I was charter secretary. So I'm the one that says, okay, here's what the charter says. It's like, so just make sure you got to do that. And I don't know why. He got really upset one day and he actually verbally, well, not really verbally, but he verbally attacked me in the chat room about like me telling him what to do or telling him what to know. And I'm like, I'm just doing my job, reminding you what this and this and this is. My job is just reminding you. If you know it, you know it. Go for it. I mean, I'm not telling you how to do your job. I'm just making sure you know your job. And then he kept acting on, and for some reason, he actually blasted out at everybody in the chat room. I don't know. I actually don't know what happened. All of a sudden, he burst out in anger, got on everybody's behind about it, and he finally left. And the minute he left, obviously there has to be like an emergency thing because like no one is the head chairman now. So obviously everybody was okay with me being the temporary head chairman until everything gets sorted out and we'll have another election to get it switched over. So obviously as soon as Ukbaristan left the MA, that's when the Founder's First Rule automatically repealed. As soon as he left, it was repealed immediately because Founder's First was only set for Nyx, Kalumia, and Ukbaristan to be the first 3 head chairmen of the General Assembly before we start doing elections. As soon as Ukbaristan left, it was automatically repealed. It's now gone. But that's why President Luke left, was because of that rule, because he didn't see it as fair. That's totally fine. It's understandable. I tried to, tell him that it was a temporary rule, and there was a motion to remove it, but I think it failed on the floor. So I don't remember. It was years ago, but I'm sure I could probably look up the history. But so anyway, the reason I bring this up because I was wondering if Dracul might be interested in joining back the MAA since that rule is never coming back anymore. We're actually in the process of making a new charter, so and that's a slow process. So, what do you think?
Interested, maybe. I have no idea what's in their mind. As you may have heard, Dracul and the new founded nation created a new alliance. Yes, we can say an alliance close to the same idea of the NATO. I don't know if President Luke's plan has any idea or plans any contact with any other alliance so far. I have no idea. I have to speak with him because so far for me it could be interesting because at least this group from the alliance could have more nations involved than just 2. I mean, for the moment, the new group created has just 2 nations only. They expect to have more. Sorry, they were explaining that it was newly created and it was new and it was just the beginning and so on and so on and so on. Yeah, okay, fine. But as long as you are just two nations inside, you cannot start doing anything. So either they try to communicate a little bit more, which is the main missing part right now, because it's just new, or they try to join other groups, alliance, and maybe one of them could be the MAA or any other, I would say, but could be the one you're speaking about right now. You were speaking. And for me, it could be interesting to join such group, such alliance, in order to have more, let's say, more contact, more network, more anything you want in a positive way. Yeah. So I have to speak with President Luke as soon as I can, which is not going to happen this weekend, unfortunately.
Perfectly fine. You can take your time on it. I
No,
mean,
no, I mean,
that's why I'm bringing it
next week.
up.
I mean, during next week, I suppose I can have him, but I think he has to work this weekend more or less full time. So I read some information. I'm not sure about it, but next week I can try to speak with him and have a formal chat and see what's happening, what's not happening, what has his idea, what he could start thinking with the vice president as well, and so on and so on and so on. But for me, it could be interesting to join again such group alliance in order to have, as I said, more contacts, more possibilities, and of course, an alliance is better than just being alone, for
Right.
sure. Then we will see. I mean, we will need to see exactly why we left. I don't remember exactly. I suppose it's
Oh, I
the
explained it. I mean,
thing. The thing
yeah.
sorry,
Sorry.
please,
No,
please,
sorry.
please.
Yeah. I mean, I just explained why you left. I could explain it again
Yeah,
if you
I
want to.
suppose it was for this reason. I don't remember right now. I mean, it's lots of things have has happened in my life and in Draco's life,
Right.
unfortunately. So it's not very easy, but so far, yes. It could be interesting to see if they could plan again to join them. We never know. We never know exactly what are the plans. But I'm going to speak with him and see what are the points against or for or neutral and so on and so on. And maybe they need to put it in front of the parliament, which is very new this time. They are still to be sworn in some of the members. So why not? I mean, it could be interesting to see the reaction, the ideas, and the results at the end. Um, if I have any answer this week, or let's say next week, or in 2 weeks, I will try to communicate with you as soon as I have any answer, positive or negative, or just pending. Even
Okay.
just pending. But no, I mean, even just pending means that we had some chats and we need to go for further away. And well,
Right.
speak with the vice president, speak with the parliament, and so on and so on.
Okay.
Okay, that's one point. Yes.
Okay. No, that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. Take all the time you need. I mean, if you got to go through
Yeah.
the process
I
to
don't.
make it happen.
I don't want to. Let's go to the worst idea. If he
Okay.
says no, I don't want to last. Let's say for 6 months, it would be too long. So if we can have something in the near future, could be very interesting for you, for the group, alliance, and for us. We are sure what we are thinking.
Yeah.
But so far, I will try to do my best to convince him in some nice and good words that the system has changed. Lots of things have changed. Lots of people who were there before left for any specific reasons. And maybe this could be again a beginning. But as I said again, I use the word could.
Right.
You
No,
understand
no,
why?
it's really fine. I mean,
Yeah, but I mean, as I said, if we go to the bad side, I would say to the no side, it would be interesting for you to know it, let's say, before end of 2022.
oh yeah, absolutely, yeah, absolutely. I mean,
I
even
mean,
if you said no, I'm not gonna get mad about it. I mean, no,
no, no,
you
no,
got,
no, no, no,
yeah,
no. But at least we are sure of the answer. I mean, it's not like yes, yes, we are dealing with it, and during months, the answer is just yes, 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 and
right,
pending, pending, pending. You know.
right. No, no, I totally understand that. No, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah, no, I totally understand that. Uh, where was I? I lost my train of thought already. Oh, right. Um, so in the creation of the new charter, we're still in our current charter, so everything, because obviously we need a governing body to function still. So we're still under the current charter, but in the new charter, we're creating it in a convention of states method, where what is it? It was like a 2/3 uh has to say yes to even start the application to make a new charter, which did. And then for any proposal that gets proposed, these proposals that are going to the new charter, they don't have a deadline, but they require 75% or 3/4 of the full members to vote it in. And as soon as it reaches that number, that is now the new thing for the new charter. The new charter is still blank; nothing's passed yet. But we got a lot of votes in a few proposals, but nothing's passed yet because that 75% margin is there. So there's like two separate safeguards, to protect the new charter from silly proposals, making the MAA seem militaristic or the MAA to seem, something that's not his mission to do. It'll protect it from those. So, and we got a lot of good proposals going. And they
Okay.
just haven't reached the 75% margin yet. So that's how the new charter is being created.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
No,
oh,
no, okay. Interesting for me so far. Yes.
yeah.
But as I said, I'm just taking the information, and we will see exactly what are my government's thought and opinion and so on before saying giving you any idea. But from my side, okay, I'm happy to see that lots of things have changed, people left, several new ideas have been set up and introduced, and that's it. I mean, that's a good idea. So now, just for my knowledge, how many members are in the group, in the alliance, in the MAA
um,
so far?
let's okay. So,
Just to
full,
give you an idea.
yeah, full members. We have a total of 12.
Okay.
And those are full members, and we have 9 observers, and
Mm-hmm.
we have one member that does not have full member privileges because of inactivity, and when we mean very long inactivity, not like 30 days, like probably a year or
Several
something.
years.
Yeah.
Several years. Yeah,
Uh,
I
because
understand you.
yeah,
You're right. Okay, that means that you have more or less 21 different nations or 22 different
yeah,
nations.
22, yeah,
20,
pretty
yeah,
much.
20. Okay, fine. 20 nations in this alliance. Okay, fine. It was just to give some figures, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We try our best to keep the members to stay. Ever since
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
yeah,
understand. Understand the
ever since
idea.
the Twitter drama incident that occurred with Nyx, we lost a couple members because of it. I mean, I don't know why. It's like I get that maybe I was in the wrong, but why leave the organization that could benefit your nation all because Nyx is in? I mean, that part I don't understand. I mean, I'm not gonna get mad at them for leaving, but at the same time, it's like, why leave all because one nation in that organization did this? I mean, it's not like I'm gonna get mad at you
Um,
for getting mad at me because I have to act like the Secretary General. I can't act like the Prime Minister of Nyx dictating other nations what to do in the organization. I can't do that. So
remember one thing, as I told you, I wrote you several times. Lots of people are born haters around the micronations because they think they are the best, in fact. They are better than the others. I don't know why. I don't know why. We are all humans at the beginning first. And
Yes.
then, of course, everyone is member of a nation. You are prime minister, I'm secretary of state. Your queen is a queen, in fact. Okay, fantastic. There is a king, you are emperors, you have presidents, of course.
Oh yeah.
But everyone thinks that he or she is the best than the best and
Yeah.
better than any others. I have no idea why this happens in the micronationalism in general. A- Among some nations, you have people that think that it's a dictatorship. It's not a nation. In fact, you're a system. You are alone. You think by your. Sometimes it's like crazy. I mean, it's just a
Yeah.
nation. It's not just your future.
Right.
Just a nation. Remember that the other in front of you are also humans, human being at the end. And no, 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 no. I am who I am.
Right. And not only that, a nation shouldn't just be your future alone. It needs to be the future of the rest of the people because that's the
Yeah,
nation they're going to be living in, and they're going to make their own rules in there that they're going to have to work with. So
that's
it's
the
got to be the
main
future for
point.
everybody.
That's the main point. In a normal life, you would call it team building and team spirit.
Yeah.
In a micronationalism, you don't call it at all. It's so difficult to find the correct, I would say, the correct way to work all together. It's so complicated and so strange. I've seen that so many times around the Facebook and around the social networks and so on. I'm sorry, I'm still getting tired. It's difficult sometimes to think about the correct way with some people. I mean, how can we manage to have some possibilities to start meeting with them, to have something instead of having someone barking at you or
Yeah.
always mentioning because that you are more stupid than them. Stop,
Yeah.
stop. Especially when you are very, let's say, much older than some of the people, and you are saying like, oh my god, in normal lives it would be different. Anyway, anyway. But as I said, your incident, if I can call it an incident,
However you want to
can,
say it, I'm okay
can
with
happen.
either word for it.
No, 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 but can happen anytime for
Yep.
anyone in
Yep.
any nation or in any life. I would say, well, we only have one life. I mean, you and me, we have two. But in any nation, it could have happened. In any alliance, in any group, it could have happened. It went with you. I'm going to say, I'm very sorry it was with you. But as I said,
It's got
life is life. And we never, I sometimes cannot even understand some leaders, some people, some minister in other nations. And I don't know. I don't know.
all right. No, I mean it's all you could do really. Just gotta move on from it. I mean,
Well,
whatever
at least
happened, it happened. So I mean, all you could do really is move on for it and stay strong. So
I can only say that maybe if you think that you have made a mistake, you can learn from your mistake. If
absolutely.
it's something like that, or if it's something went wrong, you can just think about it. What went wrong at the beginning?
Yeah, I'm
That's
only
it.
human. So I
That's the
mean,
main
that's
point you
the
can
answer.
say. Then and then you just try to do your best in the future. That's it. That's it. Once again, sorry for what happened. I'm very sorry.
Perfectly fine. I mean, there's nothing really anybody can do. So I mean, it created a fan club now. I guess an anti Nyx fan club. That's what I called it anyway. I mean, that's basically what it created. So I mean, good for me. I mean, yeah, they're slandering me, but they're showing everybody that Nyx exists. So I mean, I can't really be too mad about that. So
Uh, uh. No, no, but that's it. I mean, if you take it in a positive way, that's good. At least.
yeah. Whew. All right. The first topic went well. I like that. That was awesome. Okay, so the second topic. This one, I won't lie to you. This one might actually be a little bit controversial. It is another organization, but the goal for this one, and I will not be mad if Dracul says no, like almost immediately. Okay, so this other organization called the Union State Organization. It's a temporary name. I actually copied it from an organization that already exists. What is it? It's an organization that Russia and Belarus made, but it's temporary too because they have a goal for whatever they're doing, and I'm just using that because it makes sense for what I'm trying to do with this organization. So it's obviously temporary. Um, so it's called the Union State Organization, and the goal for that is to make a more united, bigger nation. I mean, that's basically the goal. So, but obviously, it's a very slow process because I know how micronations do. You know, they. Oops, excuse me. I don't know why that happened. Anyway,
Worry.
so
Don't
obviously
worry.
it's a big goal, and I know how some micronations are. We cannot rush things because if we're gonna make a bigger nation, we have to take time with it. At least, because it's obviously gonna be a bigger nation with states. You know, Dracul be a state, Nyx be a state. We're totally separate from each other. You know, but we're united for that one common goal and whatnot. So it's like a federation of sorts. So we'll still have our sovereignty and such, but like I said, it's a controversial one. So, but I figured, why not? I'm just gonna, talk to them about it, see what they think. They say no, I'm not gonna get mad about it. It's all good because I know how Dracul is. Dracul is doing great, so I'm all
We
good for
will
it.
see.
But
I mean, for this one, I don't know. Again, I prefer not to say yes or not to say no.
no, perfectly fine. Yeah.
Again, I will speak with President Luke during this week, next week, and speak about the two groups, MA and the new one. Once again, how many members are in the last?
Okay, so in the
If you say
yeah, in the Union State Organization, or USO for short, it will definitely have a new name in the future. We just haven't decided a name yet. Let's see. There's only 2 full members, and there are 2 observers. So it is a new organization. We just haven't got a lot of members yet. But because of that, uniting into a bigger nation part is probably why a lot of micronations are not as interested, because, let's unite to a bigger nation. I don't know. Sovereignty might be in question here, which is understandable. That's why I'm taking it very slowly in the process of making that country. Like, we haven't even talked about anything yet. I actually wanted to wait until we have 13 nations before we start making that process, but we only got 2. So we're probably not even going to do anything serious yet until at least we get 13 nations. So 11 more. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. As I said again, I will speak with him and try to give you an answer as soon as possible. Once again, hopefully in the good way, in the good spot.
Yeah.
For the moment, I cannot say yes, I cannot say no by myself.
Perfectly fine.
I have to speak with everyone and see what they think, what they can imagine. As I said, as Dracul and the Irish Breco Federation created a new alliance. Oh, it's difficult. I cannot imagine that they will start joining lots of other alliance at the same time. I don't know. It's just my thoughts right now. I mean, don't take it by for granted, but it just I suppose it's not concrete. I mean, so far,
Right.
it's just an idea. As I said, for the moment, I created a new organization which counts only 2 members. Sorry, 2 members for the moment. And as I said, maybe for the future, they don't plan to join any other group. But it's just my thought right now. I haven't spoken about it, any reasons. And that's it. I mean, I give you an answer as soon as I can without any problem. Don't worry.
Right. No, that was perfectly fine. It's all good. Whatever process you got to go through, go for it. Take your time.
We
Patience.
will
It's
see.
all good.
And once again, if we go for a yes or I don't know, maybe
Right.
we will have to go through Parliament once again in order to join correctly or not. But
Perfectly
as I
fine.
said, it can take time. It can take time, but at least the first answer could be, I would say, quite quick in order to start the process. Why not? But anyway, we will see. As I said, it's just my thought for the moment.
Right. No, perfectly fine. That's totally reasonable. And only
Yeah,
that, I figured as soon as you bring this up to the president, I will not be surprised if it goes to parliament. I will not be surprised if it's controversial because it's like, hold on, Draculian sovereignty might be in question here. It's like, okay, slow down. We're
it's
not
once
at that
again the
process
same problem. It's
yet.
once again the same problem. If you enter a group, your sovereignty will have to change. I mean, you have to adapt to the group
Yep.
itself. And you know it because when you enter any group in
Hmm.
general, you have uh, to take in charge and take care that not everything is going to be the same once again at all.
Yep.
So if you don't imagine this, stay away for the
Yep.
moment. But of course, it
Absolutely.
could be, as I said, it could be a good idea because at least we will not be alone. But anyway, as I said once again, we've created a new balance. It's
Mhm.
difficult to imagine that we will be in two or three different groups for different
Right.
reasons. Anyway, maybe not. We never know.
Right. No, I totally understand. Um, let's see. Okay. Um, the new organization you're mentioning, is that NACO, North American Charter Organization?
It's yeah,
Okay.
it's a
We
new one. It's
Yeah.
very new. Created 1 month ago, I think. Yeah, last month, something like that. When the Irish Breco Federation uh, was was created, or more or less, some weeks after. Still May? Yeah, in May. I think it was in May or June 2022, of course. But we will see exactly um, how they plan to get some more members. If Dracul plans to go into other groups as well or to join other groups, but we will see. We will see. I mean, so far it's difficult to imagine.
Yeah, when I was in my executive meeting yesterday, my advisors actually wanted me to ask you if you know any more information about what NACO is and what they do and such.
Well, the best thing is that you can search in Wikipedia. They started to make a Wikipedia page. I
Okay.
can send you the link if you want.
Yes,
Uh,
please.
let's say today, tomorrow. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know, but it could give you some idea and some ideas in general what the group is about, when it was created, for what reason it was created. But you can say that more or less it's like in macronation, of course, the NATO, the North
Okay.
Atlantic Treaty Organization, more or less, created for military alliance only, more or less.
Okay.
I mean, I can send you the link,
Yeah,
and
that would be appreciated. Yeah.
without any problem, you can see the wiki page has been quite good written for the moment. It's of course a beginning, just the beginning. You will see the members and so on and so on and so
Right. Okay. Cause excuse me. I saw one of the President Luke's tweets about it. Um, and I commented. I was the one that commented. I commented that we might consider it. Um, but we just got to make sure that it won't violate our neutrality because we are a definite neutral nation.
That's I think
So
it will be a problem for lots of nations if they are in the charter, in the constitution. They say that they are neutral. To join a military group, it's like not exactly in the same way they normally do. That's the main problem. That was also my main problem. But well, why not?
right. So
Mm.
Now, as much as I love the security part, so and I'm just going with Nyx's neutrality. In Nyx's neutrality, obviously right now we don't have a functioning military, not even like a one for formalities yet. But there's nothing wrong with a neutral country signing a security contract with another, have their military do military stuff in our nation for security purposes, training purposes, whatever, until Nyx gets its military going, and then we could just let the contract go and we're good to go. But alliance-wise is it's a little different, and it can be complicated depending on like the organization's policy. So that's why we try to avoid some, not all, but some alliances that has a policy where it might affect not only Nyx's sovereignty but Nyx's neutrality as well. So that's why we, when it comes to security or military purposes, we try to do individual contracts or treaties instead of the whole alliance treaty.
I can understand.
Yeah. So, because like, obviously it's a very long goal, but like, say if we ever do get the island, we're developed, we're all good, we're recognized ish. Now these are just ideas. We don't know if it's ever going to happen. But if we're an island nation, we're thinking, all right, maybe we should try to get another island nation to be our, security and military until we get, organized, get them to train us and such. I highly doubt the U.S. will ever train us or train our people anyway. So I'm thinking, all right, let's look in the Caribbean. Let's see. Well, the Bahamas had like 50 different coups, so I'm sure they know military stuff. Dominican Republic has seen many military things, so did Haiti, so they could be good thing. And obviously the largest and Caribbean island nation in the Caribbean, Cuba. We can ask for Cuba just for security reasons. So it could be a bad move, it could not be a bad move, but I mean it's just for military reasons. I mean, not really for government ones. So
yeah, okay.
Yeah, so that's how we will approach it. Just asking islands, hey, you want to do this? I highly doubt Cuba would do it too, but if Cuba does, hey, we got Cuban military protecting us temporarily for a few years until we actually get a military of ourselves. So I had no problem with Cuba. I mean, I hate their government, but I have no problem with Cuba doing military stuff with us. So I have no problem with that, especially if it's only training and such.
Yeah.
But okay, yeah. Send me the link whenever you can for NATO, and I'll have a look at it. Because we definitely had to turn down one organization request because of the attack one, attack all policy. That is something we cannot accept, sadly. So I don't want it either, but sadly we had to turn that down because
as I said, it's just providing information so far, and then we will see.
Yeah.
Of course, the word no is totally understandable from my side as well. Don't be afraid.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, I'm not really too worried about it. Like if Dracul says no, they said no. So I mean, I'm not really too worried about it. But it would be awesome to have Dracul be part of it.
For you, if you say no, I mean, if Nyx says no.
Oh yeah. If I say no, then yeah.
There is not a that's an issue, of course, because we don't have you in the group. But that's it. I mean, you have your own rules, you have your own laws. That's it. We can understand without any problem. I mean, it's not. I'm not going to send you messages through Twitter saying you're the most stupid nation around the world. No. Don't imagine that. No. Of course, every nation has its own laws, its own rules, its own constitution that we are not going against.
Ooh,
it's a long day, as I can see.
Yeah, it's been a long day.
For me, longer, as you can imagine. It's almost 2 a.m. for me.
Yeah, I appreciate it for you to stay up with us for a little bit longer. I appreciate it.
As I said, it's Saturday morning, so it's not a problem. So
right, that's awesome. I had no idea you lived in Switzerland. I swear to God, I thought at least most Draculians lived in Texas. That's what I
Oh,
thought.
no, 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 no. Part of the government, at one time, part of the government was spread all around the world. We had the Secretary of Treasury who was in California. Now he left for different reasons. Um, one of the people in charge of the small business is in Australia. So just imagine. So we are in different continents.
No, I believe it. I mean, in our case, a little bit. We got a government official in Texas. We got a government official in Virginia. Most of the officials are in Kentucky, and we got a brand new citizen who just became a government official now in Oregon. So they're all over the place. We're all over the place, and we can't even meet up in one spot.
Why
So,
not? Why not? That's very interesting also for a nation, different point of view, different habits, and so on and so on.
yeah, it it could be hectic sometimes because like sometimes technology doesn't want to work right, and like trying to have a video meeting and it won't work like it did yesterday. We couldn't have a recorded session. Our sessions actually had to be recorded, all domestic ones anyway. Because we believe in full transparency. So I mean, obviously you can't record us wherever we go. We actually hope to do that one day, but for government officials, but we believe in full transparency, so we try to like record every single session and then broadcast it everywhere, even though it takes hours to finish it, but at least you'll know what we're talking about. So and
I imagine, yes. I
yeah.
imagine.
So let's see. Okay, well we got all the organizations talked about.
Mhm.
Is about a specific, what do you call it? I call it Accords because I couldn't find any other word for it. So it's called the Neutral Accords, and basically, it's a. Oh, I'm never good with words. Okay, so it's like a sworn to oath kind of document where you swear an oath to remain neutral by following these neutral obligations of sorts. So it's kind of like that. It's like you um let me think. Like I guess something similar to the Mon Video Convention. You're a Video Convention says in their paper, but that's basically what the neutral courts is. Whatever it says in the paper, you swear not to abide by it, and it's all about neutrality. Don't join military alliance. Don't join alliances that hurt your sovereignty. Um, Never declare war. Like never declare war first. Like you can't be the starter of the war. You got to
Mhm.
be the one that's defending himself. That's
Mhm.
basically it on that one. I actually don't know if I even have. I think I have it somewhere. I don't even know if I wrote it down yet in my notes. I actually don't know, to be honest with you. Since I have to transfer everything suddenly to my website, I don't think I even put the neutral courts yet on the website yet, so I'll have to work on
Okay.
that. But that's basically what it is. It's
Mhm.
all about full scale neutrality, and obviously, like say if your nation um started out with joining so many military alliances and all that stuff, you can transition to you can transition yourself to abide by each neutrality rule at a time until your nation meets the accord, whatever the accord says standards, really. So it's not an organization, it's a document, a sworn oath document. That's basically all it is. And obviously it's voluntary, especially the transitioning part. So if you're not neutral now, you can transition yourself to be neutral later. So that's basically what it is.
Mhm.
Yeah. So that's it on that one. So what do you think?
This one is interesting as well. It's neutral, of course. Could be like, yeah, could be. Could be a good idea. Yeah, definitely. But once again, we will
Yep,
see.
we will see with President Luke, yes, or the Parliament.
No,
Uh,
the full government first, and then Parliament. If we say yes or no, then it goes one step further. But I will see. I will have to see because those are something which are new to me so far. We left the MAA, for example, but how can we join it again? So do we have to go through Parliament, or President can make an executive order and saying we join? That's it. I have no idea so far.
okay.
This is what I
Well,
have
okay.
to speak with him and see exactly who, how, when, etc., etc., etc.
Right. Well, well, like I said, full transparency. So obviously, our meeting is going to be broadcasted on Nyx Delta broadcast, so everybody can see it. So if President Luke ever sees the video, or maybe I'll send you the link of our meeting or something, I'm going to explain if Dracul does decide, hey, we want to join the MA again. I'm going to tell you how it's going to happen, and it's always happened like this. So Dracul requests to come back. All we have to do is get the General Assembly to vote them in, and it's considered a miscellaneous vote, meaning whichever option, like yes or no on accepting Dracul to come back in, if there's more yeses than nos, then Dracul's in. Like just that's how that kind of vote works.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's not so that's how that vote works. So obviously if there's like 3 yay votes and 2 nay votes and no one else has voted, then Dracul's in. So
yeah,
that's how Dracul get back in. Just simple as
yeah.
that.
Then I understand. Okay.
Yep. So that's how Dracul can get back in if they ever decide. And it's a simple process to come in, really. The only requirements we have is as long as you're in one of our like geographical jurisdictions in the MAA, which is Greenland, North America, South America, the Caribbean, and a few Southern Atlantic islands that we decided to have a
Mm.
jurisdiction over. But other than that, you're in those areas, come on in. Because we're not trying to be majorly international. We're more hemispheric. We're more in the Western Hemisphere
Yeah,
than
yeah.
anywhere else.
I understand. I understand. I understand. Without any problem.
Right. So, but yeah, that I just wanted to tell you that's how Dracul can get back in. Simple as that. If they say yes. So, um, alrighty, and now for the final topic, which is the more fun one, trade. I don't even know what we're
Yeah.
gonna trade on, honestly. In all honesty, because yesterday's meeting actually went so well that I'm a little bit confident to trade aluminum bars. Um, I almost got the smelter made. I just need a few more materials. And obviously we're making 1 pound ingots. That's all we're gonna make for the time being. So that requires like a lot of soda cans. So um, So obviously, when we actually start producing aluminum bars, that's something to trade with. We also have agriculture. Um, I got citizens in Lavender County, um, which own a 54-acre farm, and uh, they actually just got a greenhouse, so now their crops can actually produce pretty well. Um, I'm trying to think. What am I planning to sell there? Brandywine tomatoes. Trying to think. There's watermelon. I think it's watermelon. Some peppers. I think it might be banana peppers. I think. I don't remember. All my stuff's over there. So, and I gotta sign a contract with her first anyway before anything else can happen because she's gonna require a lot of stuff because we already talked about it. Now we just gotta make a contract about it. But and obviously I gotta make a contract with our Canadian citizen because he's got a functioning farm, 2,000 acres of it that's growing wheat, barley, canola, oats, and I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. But those and not only what he produces makes bread and I guess oat cereal in a sense, but you could make beer out of it because that's all beer mostly is. So that's another thing too. So that's another money making trade idea. So, but that so far that's all we got. I mean, we're slow producing because I gotta make contracts with separate people, and we got to start thinking the money idea domestically, and then figure out how can a trade work between Nyx and another nation. So, what do you
Uh-huh.
think?
That's complicated always, but you have some good ideas about, let's say, vegetables, cereals, and so on and so on. We don't have so much possibilities so far. As I told you once, we have no copper, aluminium, and so on. We had some possibilities, of course, to do some work for you, which is creating flags and so on and so on. We were speaking about this once, I think.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I remember. Yes, I
Yeah,
think one time.
I can also send you if you are interested. Then the say the numbers and the time we need to produce everything more or less, depending of course of your request. And also we have some tea. We got
Yes,
some
I
tea.
heard you
Yeah.
guys. I heard you guys had uh I heard you guys I can't even think of words anymore. I heard that you guys produce tea now. So that's what I heard that you
The
guys are
word
doing now. I'm like,
produce
"Oh,
tea
awesome."
is maybe not exactly the good the best word. We have some possibilities to get some tea
Okay.
from, let's say, local producers. Yes, but local, more or less continental producers, and we have some possibilities to do that. Yes, but don't imagine that in the middle of Houston we have a tea plant and so on and so on. No,
Yeah, no.
no,
I
no,
don't
no,
see
no. But
how
it's like
tea could
you. I mean,
survive
it's like
today.
you have some contract, and you have some, let's say, some local producer not far or far from your area, but it's the same for us, and we can start trading tea if needed. Yes, I can provide you by MSN Messenger or something like that the different possibilities we have for the best for your nation, for my own nation, of course, and see what we can do as a trade, or just as I said, as a work. I'm sorry, I cannot find my words. It's
Don't
what
feel
time is
bad.
it?
We're both
It's
struggling on words, so don't feel
it's
bad.
2 a.m. So it's quite difficult for me to find my words once again. But as I said, if you are interested, I can provide you. The week has been long for you as well, so we are not going to make it so long. Um, I can provide you some figures in order to see what we can trade, what we can do for your nation if you're interested. And that's it. I mean, as well, you can provide me some information from your side, let's say from the vegetables or from the products you can trade as well. We can see exactly what we can do, how we can make it. We
Right.
don't want
Okay.
to transform you into British citizens, tea drinkers. Don't be afraid. That's not my main idea, but it could be interesting if we can start something with this. Could be the beginning of something. We never know.
Right. No, no, everything sounds good. So far it sounds like we're more lenient towards agricultural trading, which I'm perfectly fine with because I actually like growing things anyway. So that's something we can work with. Now, I am a little ignorant on economics sometimes. I'm actually trying to catch myself up with economics. Because if you don't know economics, don't bother trading. That's basically how economics work. So, um, so I am a little ignorant on something about economics. I don't know if you can explain it to me or not. So when you trade resources with each other, is there other than actually buying the produce and getting it sent over there from destination A to destination B? Uh, is there like I'm ignorant. Is there any like money involved where like say you get our tomatoes, we get your tea, but do we exchange money too, or is it just exchanging the resources? I'm a
I mean,
little ignorant in that.
from my point of view, normal trade is like your word said, we trade something for something else or against something else. That means if you provide some tomatoes and we send you some tea, except for the transportation costs, which can be, of course,
Right.
useful, no money will be exchanged. I mean, if we say that for I'm not giving you any figures because it will be too complicated. But if you say for certain amount of tomatoes you have certain amount of tea, that's it. We agreed for this and for the tea from the tomato or for the tomatoes as well. But
Okay.
I cannot imagine, as I said, except for any taxes if we are sending it by carrier or whatever. Nothing, no money will be exchanged at the same time. For
Okay.
me, money would be like uh, rewarding us for any job done for you or you done for us. But uh, that's different. I mean, in this case, we are in your case. I mean, in this case, we are exchanging goods from point A to point B, and the same happens from point A to point B, depending in which nation we are watching the process. But from my point, no money is exchanged, as I said, except the cost of transportation or
Right.
gas or whatever. Everything is possible in this case. But yes,
Right.
and in this case, no, no money.
Okay. No,
It would
like
be,
no.
I mean,
Again, like
totally useful. It would be totally unuseful. Someone in this case is robbed. I mean, uh, I mean, let's say, for example, you provide us a small amount of tomatoes, which means in tea a little bit more because tea and tomato are not the same weight. And we say, okay, we are going to give you this tea against your tomato plus a certain amount of money. Mhm. Are you sure that we are doing a trade? Uh,
right.
is it to corrupt civil servants or whatever? No, 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 no. I mean, no, no, no. From my point of view, it's a trade. Is a trade.
Right.
We have product A, product B,
Yep.
and it comes to from point A to point B. So from Nyx to Dracul or from Dracul to Nyx. That's it. Of
Okay.
course.
Yeah.
No, no. I mean, from my point of view, no money. No, 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 no. In case we have some money, like if we sell let's take something that we are doing for we were doing for other nation. The nation was asking us to produce a flag for them. So we made the drawing, we made everything, and we of course said this is the possibilities we have. And of course, yes, we spent some hours doing the technical stuff and so on and so on. And then at the end, of course, yes, we sold you a flag. Oh, not to you, but to the nation in question. In this case, yes, you provide us some money, as we said, and we give you the flag. In this case, it's totally different. But in case of trade, no. For me, no. We can exchange a car against a house. That's not very fun, but no money will be given at the same time. No, no. In this case, tomato against tea. No, it's fine.
Okay.
Tomato.
No. Okay. No.
tomato
I get it more now. So
Yeah, yeah.
that's
Just think that for me, a trade is something that we are going to trade. I mean, we are going
yeah.
to give you something and we are going to receive something in exchange. And you
Right.
are going to give you the product that we are exchanging and you are receiving something from us. As I
Okay.
said, for me, it's normal that no money will be exchanged.
Right.
If
Okay.
you want, you can exchange some money, but not with us in this case.
Right. Okay. No, no, I totally understand it a lot more now. Thanks for that. Because I for some reason when it comes to nations trading, I always see money involved somewhere, and it's like I think I get it now. I think I'm um
Well,
capitalism can be complicated sometimes, but I love capitalism.
definitely,
But
definitely. it is definitely it is complicated. Yes, definitely. Yeah.
So I think the money thing I'm thinking about is economy or GDP. I think that's what I'm thinking about because when
Different.
you're trading with another
That's
nation, the
that's
value of the produce is being exchanged and the economy goes up
yeah,
because that produce
yeah,
is being
yeah.
exchanged over and over and over again until it's
Yeah,
consumed.
that's it. I mean, that's it. Don't. I mean, in this case, you are watching. You are having a picture of a micronation like the U.S., for example, when they are dealing with another country, but it's totally different in this case.
Right.
Which is correct. Your view is correct, but I would say in a macro nation point of view, yes, it's correct.
Okay. Yeah, I figured that was the case. So, um, okay, no, that's perfectly fine. So hey, if we make it happen, tomatoes for tea, we're good. As soon as we make it
Whatever,
happen. So,
whatever. We can see. As again, I will try to speak with President Luke this week, coming week, and that's it. Um, I will have to make it short because it's almost 2:30 a.m. My day has been longer than ever,
yeah,
and I'm very, very, very tired. It could be start to be difficult for me to have some clear words coming out of my mouth.
I totally understand.
Yeah. So what I can provide you is what we can give you as trade, what we can provide you as other possibilities as well, and give you the link of the famous new alliance created recently. Yeah, that's it. Then you
Oh,
can see with your government, with the queen, the king also, I mean, with everyone needed to be involved, if for you it's interesting or not, this kind of trade, this kind of ideas, this kind of group, and so on and so on and so on. And then from my side, I will do the same, exactly the same. If for you if for us it's interesting to go again with the MAA or with the United States
U.S.
organization, so yeah,
Union
I
State.
State.
Yeah.
Sorry, you see,
No,
I'm
you're.
very tired. I'm too tired for. No,
I
that's it.
I totally understand. I totally
Yeah,
understand.
yeah, but
Yeah,
that's.
it's
I
just
mean,
now
that's
getting dark over here, and now the sun's trying to come up over there. So I know.
it. So what I can suggest is that we will have to stop here because it's been a long time.
No, it's
It's
perfectly fine. We actually managed to get all the topics in, so we're good. We've actually managed it. I
yeah,
am a little down that the queen didn't make it in here tonight. I don't know where she went, but oh well. She'll watch the video, so she'll be all right.
I mean, maybe the problem with the children,
Maybe.
maybe whatever. But maybe she also is very shy today or tonight, and she doesn't want to appear. And let's say that we are just dealing, you and me, and that was enough. And you just give her some feedback after. That was enough for her. We never know exactly.
Right. No, it's perfectly fine. She'll watch the video. She'll watch the whole thing. So she'll get the feeling on how the meeting went and everything. So, all right. Well, if we're gonna end it here, let's end it here. Thank you very much, Mr. Secretary, from
Thank you very much
uh
for your
joining this
time.
meeting with me.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
As I said, we keep contact, of course. We don't lose it.
yes.
And as soon as I have some answer, I will send it to you by any mean. And I also provide you, as said, the different information. Don't be afraid. It's not going to be. It's going to be maybe tomorrow or maybe next beginning of week. Don't worry.
I'm a patient man. I can wait.
Same for me. But now my bed is calling me.
Yeah.
I can.
It's like I think I can hear it too. Hold on. I think I'm hearing mine from a distance. It's like 30 minutes away. Hold
No, mine is very very shortly.
on.
Okay. Okay. So it was very nice speaking with you.
Yes,
Definitely.
very nice speaking with you,
Hope
meeting with you too.
you can give some feedback to your government and to the queen and the king as well and to everyone who needs to have. If you have any question, please don't hesitate to contact me through
Absolutely.
Messenger. And if needed, we can also set up some appointment in the future.
Absolutely. Yep. All right. Thank you, Mr. Secretary.
You are welcome, Mr. Prime Minister.
You have a wonderful night now. Get a good rest.
Same to you. Have a wonderful weekend, especially. I don't know if you're going to work tomorrow. Hopefully not.
No, I'm off all weekend, so I'm good.
Good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. So, as I said, thank you very much once again for your time. Thank you very much for preparing this meeting, and
Yes.
hope we can have some good news in the future.
Yes. And maybe next
Okay.
time we meet, it'll actually be on time on my part. I'll actually be on time this time.
Don't be afraid. I mean, as I said, it's just Saturday tomorrow. Well, it's Saturday for me now, so I can have some time. So don't be afraid. So
Right.
I'm not going to make it longer. Wishing you, as I said, a very wonderful weekend, a very good evening and good night as well, because it's dark where you are.
Yes, it's getting there. Yeah.
So, um, keeping in touch and see you soon. Okay.
Yes. See you later, Mr. Secretary.
Bye bye. Bye bye.